Hey, good evening, guys. It's Monday evening here on the farm, and I just wanted to make a quick update here on the sale of the beef cattle. I did get my check today. The big bull number 200, which you can go back and watch that video, he did jump the gate back here out of that pen. He came in at 1,840 pounds, and he brought 94 cents a pound. I said 90 cents earlier in a post. I was kind of probably excited to see as they were being sold a little bit, and I missed the 4 cents a pound, so he did really good. The cows did really good too. They were between 77 to 81 cents a pound, and I believe a couple of them are going back into the cow and calf operation. Then there's going to be a couple that went to butchering, which is kind of sad, but it's out of my hands, so it makes it pretty simple. So all you new subscribers, I welcome you to our Farming Life channel, and thank you for coming out and hanging out with us here as we get into the new year of 2021. I get a lot of comments as why are we selling them. They're not going back and watching the older videos, so I'm trying to answer those questions as best as I can with what's going on to keep you guys up to date. So we're going to keep the feeders as long as possible because we have the feed here. The next sale is September the 11th, and I think there's one September the 25th, and we're going to try and clean up the upper barn, everything out. Some are asking why aren't we trying to move them to a new location. I don't know how you guys do things. If you ever moved a property of just a house and the goods, it takes 3 to 5 weeks to move a house minimum. That's getting a truck and getting the help to move everything, and then usually they have a moving sale that takes about a week to prepare for. So moving a farm is totally different, and the new buyers, they knew that. We plan a whole year ahead to get everything cleaned up or have a plan. Selling these feeders is no big deal. They're not like a cow and calf operation. Feeders are this size here. There was no feeders at the sale look as nice as these. And I'm not just bragging because they're mine. I had another guy sitting there with me, another local farmer. We went down. He took me down, and we had a good time and a lot of good conversation with a lot of good guys down there at the sale barn. We stayed down about till 10:30, I think it was, and they still had quite a few head to sell. So I pretty much left right away. It was a very, very tense moment just watching him coming through the gates. I'll try to throw a picture in here again. And he stood there. He walked in, he stood there, and it was a nice representative of our operation. He was. I think he would have got a little bit more money. A lot of guys, if there's any beef growers here, you worry about, is it a good bull? Is it a bull that's broken? You don't know where they're coming from, so you get a little. But if we had the opportunity to throw up a little bit of a video of him and all the nice calves he throws, it really makes a big difference. Let's see. So the cows brought between 70. I think the 70 cents was probably the low, and 81 is the high. And there was 155 was the next heaviest one to the bull. So she weighed 1470. I should have the paper in front of me. But it lays here in the house. So that was a good weight for her. She was on the heavy side. So now we're going to go up here to the cattle barn. I just want to start here with these feeders. They are for sale. Feeders we're bringing anywhere from a low end $1.20 to $1.65, which was very, very happy. I would have been very happy with that at $1.65. And they were anywhere from $4.50 to highest. That's their weights, $4.50 to $6.50 in that range. And there were some 7 weights came in there, and they brought good money too. So the beef market here in Pennsylvania is doing very well. So let's go ahead and walk up there. We did have a little rain today, and but yeah, just want to let you know these are all for sale in here. They're on this wheat leach. That's another thing. Guys are so iffy to buy animals that are nice filled out. They look, a lot of the animals are really skinny coming in. Decent animals, but skinny. Coming off of pasture and just starting grain in the last week. But I'd rather buy calves or filled like this, solid, and start off the right way. But yeah, I just fed grain here on top of this wheat leach tonight. We're just doing grain once a day and feeding about 3 times a day with this wheat leach. So let's go up here to the cattle barn. They're getting ready to feed it again, and continue to talk about these cows that are leaving here. So we have 20 up there scheduled to leave on the 11th. Gorgeous sunset coming through here tonight. We did have a delivery today. My wife ordered something offline. It came in here, and it was a lady driver, and she backed into the roof of the barn here with a truck, big box truck. Not a big deal, but it's kind of funny. Maybe some of you guys can relate. There was a show out there. They used to say lady driver, and they would flag. Guys would walk in front of the ladies as they were driving. I don't even remember the show anymore, but it's kind of funny. But my boys always would walk in front of my wife and say, lady driver coming through, lady driver coming through. But I told her it was okay, and she felt really bad. So let's go up to the steer barn here. I'll just show you real quick. Really nothing big damage, but I said as long as it wasn't my truck, I'd be happy. So we're walking up here to the big steer barn. We call it the steer barn. It's what we started out, but we turned over to cow and calf operation, and it seemed like it was a better option for us raising our calves. Now today, looking back, I kind of wish we never would have got cow and calf here at this operation, because we do not have the pastures. We always had the feedlot, what you see out there back. Right out behind here, that's a little over 6 acres. It's all fenced in, and then we let the cows go out there over the winter time, and we try to put double crop into that. And it just doesn't work very well. So we're going to go in here and check on these animals. We're going to get ready to feed them again. They're going through almost 2 bales of wheat leach, and it just keeps sucking it down. So there's quite a few head in here yet, so it doesn't look like we even took any out, but that's how it goes sometimes. But it's just absolutely gorgeous out here. That could almost be a painting. So these guys are getting ready to go back at school here, and there's way too many cattle in here yet. So we have 20 lined up going out. And I was just talking to my wife here tonight at the dinner table. Is about just cleaning them all out here in September. It's hard to do, but it has to be done. I was not planning on, I mean, you can see what we have to do here, and it's a lot of work. And this is 4 or 5 times a day just doing this to keep up the feed. And you can see what we're feeding here. It's high moisture wheat. It's really nice stuff. So the boys are getting kind of wore out. I did cut my finger here a little bit over Sunday. They were making dinner at their pop's house. So this stuff here, it gets a little burning and stuff when I cut. But they've been doing this. This is the 3rd time you guys did this today, or 4th? 3rd time. So it takes a lot of feeding. So they need to get it all the way down there so they're not pushing and hurting themselves. We did have a calf on Sunday, nice heifer calf, number 14. So we're getting awful close to calving again here. Now some are gonna say, why don't you just keep the calves or the cows until the calves come? And it just doesn't work this way. Pat's TMR mixer, they called or sent a card about getting a demo on a new TMR mixer, but they don't have a self-propelled. We thought we could buy a pull type or something and then grind it with dry hay. And I'm just trying to hold off from chopping any corn with the self-propelled. We have a J-Lure here, a 100 TMR mixer, And but this just wears these two boys out and they get a lot of exercise. He's getting really built tough there, so I want to arm wrestle him anymore. Oh, I could probably still arm wrestle him, but one more batch all the way down there, then we'll stick some up here. Now you're probably saying, well, why don't you put another bale down there? Well, we do, but we have some calves that come in and they jump on it and pee on it, and they just can't, you just can't have everything perfect, and this works the best so far. So he's been pushing with brooms and stuff, and so you got 60 some head down below to feed, and plus this barn, and they're going back to school here shortly, and it's gonna really wear us out. I'll see some of the comments. I kind of will go over a little bit. So 200 is sold, so Spartan will be next, and it's gonna be really hard to let him go. I really love that guy. He has some good history here at the farm. He was actually in our house when he was a baby. And it's their thing, you know, when a sale barn, if they could just go back and look at the history and how we take care of cattle, I would highly recommend buying cattle off my operation, not just because they're mine, again, but the way they've been taken care of. And they, first thing they seen, they were really fleshy, they said. And there were some skitty cows coming in, and it just didn't look very nice. And they brought decent money. Mine brought 20 cents more a pound overall than the other cows that were coming in there. So that's not a lot, but I thought number 200 would hit $1 a pound. It's all timing for these guys. This stuff here you can put real close because of the thing. Yeah, so we have 6 calves in there now. 2, 4, I think there's 6 calves total. So we send them all out here on the 11th, and it's going to take quite a few trips to get them down there. And the calves and cows will do the last load, so they stay together. Cow and calves brought really good money down there. The calves brought more than the cows, just about, on a couple of them. So people really want to invest on calves. So I'm just holding this bale from falling over this way, so it's not so hard to dig out. I'm not just standing here and making a video and letting them do all the work, because I'm sure somebody will have something to say about that.
We're fine doing all the work. We got muscle.
I know, but there's always going to be somebody say something. And I try to answer everything. So that cow's back here with her calf standing in the back here. Nice little heifer calf. It was really spunky, so I don't know if we'll get over there yet to look at her. Before dark. But you can see what we're wearing out here, not having the right mixers, and we have gorgeous feed. I'm not complaining about that. And putting a bale of this in the bale feeder at the end over there, what's going to happen is going to cause a lot of damage to my animals when shoving and pushing to get in there. You need this long feed rail to feed them all. And we got cattle clear back here, so you never say, well, you never took any out. Well, we did. So we got a lot more to go, and just keep it away from the water tank there a little bit.
Yeah. It'll make its way down.
And then get a little bit more for the down the bottom of the calf. So yeah, it's good to have young guys to keep me going here, when I especially taking care of this finger here. One more way down there if you can get it down there.
That's when I'm gonna take this one.
Right, clean up the rest. I had a question, why do we call them the farmer's son and the farmer's wife? And when these kids were younger, I didn't want their names out there. That was one of the questions that was asked too. But more and more we've been talking about their names as they get a little older, because you don't want to mess with Justin there. He's coming there with his big Armor All shirt on. He'll take care of you. A lot of you guys know my name, and Eric, and my wife's name. So, but this is our story, and we really enjoyed farming here. It was really hard to make a decision to sell this farm. I had a lot of comments that we didn't own the farm, never did own the farm. But
So you take this one all the way down?
yep, I like to get it all the way down to the minerals there, and then that's enough down there. We got to keep piling up here so they have it to eat and get full. So. And we're not done yet. We got to finish this barn and then go to the next barn. So back down. They were working down there for about an hour. So it really hurts when you don't have a TMR mixer. I mean, this stuff could be ground and we can re-pick up a skid loader. But, and yes, I have knives in my TMR mixer, but this stuff here wears the knives out. It makes it hard for me to keep spending that kind of money on knives. They're about $800 a set, and they're probably up a little bit more right now. So there, he's gonna try to push some down and just keep it back to him a little bit. So I'll show you that we'll go in the shop here, and the TMR mixer's in the shop. I had it all power washed up, and so it's not rusting outside or anything. That's why you don't see it in here anymore. The video's gonna get a long video, so probably one of my mindless videos here, just explaining what's going on. Answer some of these questions, you know, why we do these things. Why did we move the cattle? I kind of touched on that a little bit again. If the barns are not going to be set up right, you just can't bring cattle and have no feed. You have, and especially over winter time, you have to have feed stockpiled before the cattle come. If anybody tries to go out and buy the cattle before the feed, it's a nightmare because you're on every market. It could be a high-low market. And it's going to cost a ton of money to feed these cattle, especially what we're feeding. Luckily, we did the wheat this way. Here on the farm, instead of making straw, we cut it real young. And you can see they really enjoy it. And they have a nice frame to them. So, they'll have this all cleaned up here shortly. Those bales probably weigh, if I had to guess, 1,200 to 1,500 roughly. I mean, 2 of the bales really make the skid loader really tipsy. So yeah, we had good prices, and the next sale is September the 11th. And if you guys are looking for some cows, leave a message, and I'll give you some information on them. The bull, Spartan. He's down there. I should show him in there yet, but you guys go check that video out in Spartan. He's a really nice bull. So we have some cows in here, older cows with third calves, and we got some here with second calves, and we got some first calf heifers in here yet. So, all right, let's keep moving here for the evening, and the video is going to get about 20 minutes. So I want you guys to leave your comments again, and we did talk about the sale a little bit. I was happy with the prices, and I know some people said they're low, but again, there's a time you just have to let go, and that's where we're at. So this is the self-propelled TMR mixer. It looks like a new one, all cleaned up here. Inside, it's the J-Lord A100. And it does have the twin screws in it, and you can get it with the knives, which we have. But if I put brand new knives in it, $800, probably wouldn't last very long. I did contact J-Lord, and they were working on a prototype knife, the last I heard. So hopefully they can put a heavier knife in it. Pat's has a heavier knife on the self-propelled, but they do not make a self-propelled like this. There's one more brand that makes one, I can't think of it off my hand. Risser mixer, very good mixer. I should have bought one of them. They have a heavier knife, and on the twin screws in there, and they also are chain driven on the bottom. This is hydraulic motor, but this is an excellent mixer for haylage and corn silage and all kinds of grains to mix. I think we have about, I don't know how many hours on it here, if I can see quick. There you can see we have 1,045.1 hours on that engine. Really nice little unit. There it has twin hydraulic motors, one for the driving the machine and one for the twin screws inside. And it has a cooling system on the front. So just, we've been busy trying to clean up everything and just It's just a slow process. So again, you can see we have some more of this wheat leach out here. One more row. I just didn't plan on chopping any corn. We can still do that. It's just starting to dent here. And dent means where it's on the kernel, they actually start getting a little dent in the top. For anybody who don't know what that means, I'll do a video later on. But yeah, I always enjoy the comments, and I know people don't understand some of the farming industry and why we do it this way, but I had a guy send me some of these peppers here from, I think he's in Ohio. They are putting on some nice, they call them Starburst peppers. And we have bell peppers here, but you can see the corn is really nice corn in here, big ears. This was lawn here last year. We took a bunch of trees down. And it's hard to get everybody caught up, and they're just kind of like, well, why? And why'd you do it like this? And right. So this was grass here, and it's just starting to push the kernels out of the top there and stuff like that. So you can see a little bird damage there on that one. That's what happens when they push them out. Nice height. So yeah, we can still chop some corn, and I had no plans on doing it that way, but we could always change our minds. But we did order the seed to put on the cover crop for over the winter, and we're gonna put the whole farm in rye. And I'm going to get a lot of questions on why we keep planting crops. Want to keep the ground covered over the winter. We will be reimbursed if we don't get the harvest of the rye. It's just the way our agreements are. We'll clean the barns out. We'll have a lot of cleaning out once the cattle are gone. I have all kinds of ideas of, if we have feed here and we need to clean it up, I will buy feeders in again, more, to fill that big barn to clean up our feed, because I can sell them pretty easily by just putting some weight on some young feeders at 550 pounds. So there was another question, why are you going to do that? You bring them in at 550, you can turn around and sell them at 750 if you have the feed and stuff like that to clean up and make some money. But yeah, we got to finish this wheat leach up. Smells really good. And there's probably a week there in that first row, and then we have about probably 3 weeks in the back row. Alright guys, well, leave your comments and I'll try to answer them. I know I have a lot of thoughts when I run in my mind right now what's going on, and I'll try to answer them in the next video. I know this is going to get long, so have a great evening, and thanks for all the kind words in the comments we left on the beef sale. Go check that one out. Video was my one here. It was very sad to see him go, and you just get a lot of good moments, and you have bad moments and stuff like that. But so the rest of the cattle barn, will clean that out here on the 11th. I have a 20 lined up, but there's going to be a lot more to go, and I might just push them all. I don't want to flood the market with them, but sometimes you have to do that. Have a great evening, and talk to you later, guys. We got a water tower. We got the steamboat across, and then we got a pirate ship. I got this one on too.